Hi Gemini. Hello, how are you doing? This is your March general reading. Forecast for March, in that it's looking at your life in general, so across the board. And I'm using the Rider-Waite deck to start with some other oracle cards. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you have a lot of Gemini placements in your chart, or Gemini North Node could be, then this could be for you, or you could be cross-watching for a Gemini. A lot of love. So you're pretty receptive. March could be a month where you're feeling the love. You're feeling the love. Now it could be your partner. And you're going to undergo some kind of chaos upheaval. And there's going to be something that might make you feel a bit off centre, because there'll be some chaos. Could be well relating to your love life, Gemini. The outcome will be fine. I should imagine that you're looking for a balance. This upheaval could be about finding the truth. You know, upheaval once the storm has passed and the clouds are cleared and the rain is gone. You'll be looking for a better balance. Most likely in the relation to your love life. And the change as a result of upheaval or changes, there's the inevitable, there's the Jupiterian energy here, luck's coming in. And you're going to get lucky in March because you're going to be objective, realistic, wanting balance. Perhaps with your partner you're wanting a better balance. Openness, truthfulness. Some of you are dealing with something judicial, legalities. You want to get that straight. Whatever legalities you're dealing with in March, you're very determined to get that sorted, get anything finalised. You might have important paperwork. Some of you will have important paperwork and you want to get that all tied up nicely. Some of you'll be connecting with somebody from your past, somebody you haven't seen in a while. Some of you, it could be a new romantic chapter coming in, somebody you've known from childhood, or many of you will be connecting with old friends, people you've known for many years. You're going to have to be looking at as well in March. You're going to be having to look at money, where you can make cutbacks. I feel you'll be looking at, something like a money supermarket, where you can organise better deals, financial deals, maybe better insurance. Some of you be looking at things like house insurance and who you're paying, whether you can economise in these areas. Yeah, any kind of misunderstandings. You're going to have to sort of bite the bullet and clear those up. Some of you won't be even at home very much in the month of March, and you're going to have to pay attention to someone might be looking after you. You've got to be looking after somebody a little bit more in March. If your partner is going to be looking after you, you're going to be depending on each other quite a lot for the month, because it could be a bit of a sticky month. And also be, you know, don't hide stuff. If you want to speak up, if you want to speak up. If you're dealing with any communications online, for example, say what you need to say. Don't be economic with the truth. You know, be as truthful as you can. For some of you, you've got someone you're dealing with who's behaving in a kind of pretty immature way in March, which is a bugbear for you. But you're going to see things with a broader perspective. You're going to be focused on what's in front of you and what's future. You're in the present, but you've also got an eye on the future. You know, if you're in a partnership, you're going to feel you can depend on your partner for the month. They'll be I feel they're going to be dependable. Yeah, and feel as if there's going to be some instances where you're not being entirely honest with yourself in some respects. Some of you, you're going to be having, procedure, and you're worried about the outcome, but you don't need to be. It's like you're already thinking the worst, anticipating the worst regarding money, and regarding if you've got something coming up that requires you to be a bit brave and be completely open and honest. You don't need to be looking at things anticipating anything going wrong. You just need to be aware of the support you've got. You know, reciprocate, have patience, get a better balance between if you're with someone, your partner, you're going to need to achieve a better balance, because you may be dealing with something personal where they are going to have to support you. You're going to have to see things with from a sort of higher intellect, you know, from a broader vision. Because the good things are coming in. And for some of you, if you're not with anybody, for some of you it will be your new potential partner, could be younger than you. But I feel as if you're going to have to show, if your partner show them respect they deserve, because I feel they're going to be doing a lot more for you this month. At work, I feel as if it's not going to be straightforward, but it's going to be okay, and anything that you're doing, any legalities that you might have to be dealing with are going to be relatively slow. Throughout March, some of you are feeling that you want to get legalities sorted, and you're putting yourself in the kind of boss mode, and you don't really need to do that, because you've got collaboration potentially from others, but sometimes you're not seeing it, that you can kind of step down from feeling like you have to be in control of stuff when there are others who can be assisting you in anything of any legal matters that you're dealing with. You know, you do possibly need to look at things, you know, more broad-mindedly. Take the longer view, the wider angle lens, you know, see things through a wide angle lens in March. I think that you will also any paperwork you could be dealing with, you know, pay attention to details so you don't get caught out. You know, read the small print. Nobody likes reading it, but it can save you, you know, a quid or two. Yeah, and for some of you, you've got somebody new who's coming in, or somebody who you've known for a while, but they're new to you. Again, it's like new, they seem new because you haven't seen them for so long. You might be feeling a little bit of a loss of control as well. You might, as I said, some of you might be having a procedure or something where you're not in control of the outcome. The outcome will be okay. So, you know, don't waste time on unnecessary worrying. Yeah, it's your ego. So you've created this illusion of being trapped, where you're not, because you also might be putting too much emphasis on the material, too much emphasis on trying to maybe, you know, cut costs, too much emphasis on, if you're dealing with legalities, if you're selling something, you might be selling a house, some of you might be selling, you know, something, you know, marketing something large, or car, or something, or just being too focused on the material world, you know, can become too distracting from everything else. Yeah, because you want to manage everything, you want to manage your resources wisely. You're in March, you're looking at your resources and how to manage them better, maybe working smarter, not harder, for one thing, making, you know, cutbacks. You know, the balance you require could be about how much you're spending, how much you're saving. You may also be helping others in need, feeling you don't have the resources and working out a way to make sure you can do that. You may be supporting various charity or something you regularly support, and you want to be able to continue doing that. You don't want to let anyone down. Yeah, because, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune here and Temperance, that's, you know, double Jupiter energy. That's lucky. That's things are going to turn out. Changes will be happening, but ultimately you've got the support you need. You are not alone. The unnecessary worry is, you know, recharge, reset, you know, you can do that. You might find yourself in March wanting to do that, you know, reboot thing, which is fine and which would be good for you. Yeah, and, you know, feel as if you're going to be receptive as well this month to help when it's offered. And perhaps there are moments in March where you, because you haven't been used to accepting particular help from particular people who'll be kind of rallying around to support you. You know, to begin with, it might feel awkward, but you'll be able to accept all help that comes in, which will, you know, act as an inspiration as well for others. Yeah, balance is the key for you this month. In March, the month of March, balance is key. You know, home life, work life, you know, keeping that in check. You may come across as being a bit complicated in the month of March, but that's your default. No, I'm teasing you. You know, you could come across because you have various things to juggle. Perhaps a couple of worries, you know, on your mind. Not necessarily speaking out how they are or how you're feeling internally. You could be dealing with internal chaos, you know, a bit of mental chaos, because there's no, you know, balance is lacking in your life. And that can come across as a bit confusing and complicated. You know, you come across as being complex and complicated if you don't make a point of being straightforward, open and honest with those around you. You know, let them know how you feel. You know, be mature in your conversations. Don't feel you have to hold back, or you know what you want to say isn't important enough, or that someone doesn't want to hear you, because none of that's true. You know, you want to be heard, you're going to be heard. People will appreciate you more for saying, you know, speaking your truth, than if you're holding back and being kind of retentive, you know, verbally retentive. And that's not very Gemini thing to do anyway. but you can be sometimes not, economic with the truth. So make sure that, when dealing with people that you care about, especially, that you are real with them for the month, and that will make things a lot easier for you. And everything will work out, in a fair and just manner at the end of the day. So don't worry. Well, that's what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope it was helpful. I hope it resonated with you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment, especially if it resonated. I'm wishing you all the best for March. Take care of yourself. Sending you lots of love. Bye.